Welcome to today's video, everybody. We're at North Course, probably my all-time favorite track here at Breaksdown circuit. A lot of commitment, a lot of throttle, and a lot of smoke and speed if you get good at this track. It's definitely not a track I would say for beginners, that's for sure, but obviously it's a good track to work yourself up to drive it, you know, the man line way with the whole Sampatsu into the entry. Anyways, that aside, that's not why we're here today. Well, we are kind of here to drive North Course, but we are here for a shakedown or another test day on the FD S15. We've had a whole bunch of changes happen to the car and repairs and fixes so that we shouldn't have any more problems preventing us from getting the podium this time. We found some interesting stuff. We had to replace a wastegate. We had to replace an O-ring on the throttle body, but I mean, I could tell you all this, but let's go ask Steve. How you doing, buddy? You've been busy, I heard. Fixing my car.
Yes.
Same as usual.
I try fix.
Yeah. What? Run us through everything that you worked on.
Seat.
Seat.
And steering pump.
Power steering pump.
Power steering pump. And
Wastegate.
wastegate.
Yeah.
Yes.
New wastegate. New throttle body O-ring.
Throttle body rings.
Yep.
I don't know. Have rings there.
O-ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah.
No other changes? Nothing broken?
No, I think no.
No?
I forget, bro. Lots. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think just this, but so hard to move the seat.
So hard to move the seat?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have really tall, long legs.
Yes.
Very hard.
I think now you know more seat. Oh, I need more back.
Yeah, no.
Max down.
Max down, okay.
And max back.
And max back. I like that.
And have little adjust.
And little adjustment?
You need more front or more up.
Yeah, we're definitely like
and clutch pedal stopper.
Oh yeah, the clutch pedal stopper. Oh wow, that's really nice, Steve. That's a really nice clutch stopper. So, we don't use the factory master cylinder on this for the clutch. We use like a hydro master, right? And it was overextending. So on my launches and stuff, it would overextend and engage like a second time. So we fixed that by putting a clutch stopper there, and that's gonna really help.
See pedal now?
Yeah, all same line. I like that.
Before.
Yeah, before it was like up here and there and stuff. Oh man. So we're just, you know, going through and refining the car that little bit more, making it that little bit nicer. So the thing should feel a lot better. The only thing I'm concerned about now is that the seats are so much further back. We may need to move the steering wheel further forward. I brought a couple spaces that you guys saw me buy from Up Garage the other day just in case. So we'll feel it out. Oh, I have one more important thing we need to do. The shift knob needs to change.
Shift?
Shift knob. The ball, the white ball.
You have?
I have. A nice long one.
For G-Force?
Yes. Let me show you.
Really?
Yeah. The guys at Serial 9 make the best like length and weighted shift knobs.
Lots.
Right? And we can pick any color. Look, lots of O-rings, pink too. Yay. And see? Weight. You can make it weighted. All the different adapters here, so you can, depending on what type of thread you need. And that's if you have a shift boot, but we don't need that. It's okay. But yeah, we're gonna put this shift knob in real quick, because I find that this shift knob sits too low, the shifter in this, even though we already have the long shifter installed for the G-Force, I want it a little bit higher up, just because, you know, tall person problems and where my arm and all that kind of stuff sits, it's too low. So we're gonna bring that up, put that shift knob on there, and then we're gonna go out and shred. Maybe we'll try a couple backies, but I don't want to risk the car so close to a competition this weekend, so we might just chill and test it all out, make sure it feels good, and we're making good boost, right? We want to make all the boost today. No more boost leaks, no more wastegate problems, because if that happens again and I'm like third place, about to win like first place, I will be so mad. But obviously, like, you can't do anything when the car lets you down like that. But it was just the tiniest issue. And the wastegate was like 5 years old. We do need to actually talk about the wastegate, which is actually super exciting. Turbo Smart heard about the problem and sent us a brand new one of their comp gates. So we got a comp 50mm gate down there, brand new from Turbo Smart, so I know we're not gonna have any problems there now. Not sure what gate was on the old one, but we got that switched out real fast. Thank you, Steve. We'll put the shift knob on and then we'll shred.
No, after.
After? Dry? He just wants me to drive.
I scared, I need Jackie, I don't know.
He wants me to drive first. All right, I'll go drive. So we are off to a great start. It is sweltering hot. I am dripping sweat everywhere inside my car. But I'm excited to be driving this thing. I think the steering wheel is a little too far away, but we got that spacer so we can play around with that in a bit. We'll see how it feels. Now we're talking. Oh, I missed you, girl. Let's go, baby. We gotta do a few laps to warm up the diff and transmission and everything, but should be ready to party. No power steering. It just disappeared. Zero. Steve. Bim bim. We found another issue. Turns out it wasn't the power steering pump that was the problem. Seems like my alternator is fried and the wiring from the alternator is also fried. So we believe that this is a stock alternator. We were hoping it was an upgraded, like, internal one from Australia, but it looks like this has been overloaded or some kind of issues happened inside of the alternator. It's kind of destroyed the wiring coming out of it, going around to the battery and everything and the power steering. So whenever we're using the power steering, it works for a little bit and then shuts off, and the wires coming from the alternator like glowing red hot. What? So it's broke. We're calling a bunch of people right now, hoping that we can get an alternator, like a nice upgraded 250 amp one. We're pretty certain that a few shops around here will have one. If we can get one of those, we can switch it out and hopefully fix everything. Yeah, maybe? Hopefully. But we also got to look at the wiring too. We might be able to use the wiring for now, but we definitely need to replace that line that was getting super hot, because that will definitely become a problem later on. But yeah, otherwise, from what I drove the car all but like 1.5 warm-up laps, it felt a little bit more responsive, like it didn't have a boost leak and stuff, so that's good. But yeah, hopefully we get this fixed. Well, unfortunately, everyone we call doesn't have an alternator in stock right now. And we know one place does, but we can't get a hold of them, and they're not gonna be able to get it to us till tomorrow. So we're gonna load up the car and put it back on the truck and head to the shop for now and see if we can get like a stock one on there for now. Right now, we believe the one on there is stock. It may have just failed, and maybe that'll get us by until we can get the upgraded one, but definitely need to upgrade the alternator. Hopefully we don't have this problem or any more problems anymore after we fix this. We didn't waste any time. We've already got the car back here at Sidex Japan on the lift, and Steve's already getting into removing the old alternator. And this is what we were talking about with the wiring. So this was glowing red, and you can see everything's been melting here on the end here. All this plastic has melted. The wiring doesn't look so crash hot. It's all like burnt and charred. So we're gonna replace this whole wire, which goes all the way back around and into like the distribution block. We're also going to try and look at maybe running a separate wire directly to the alternator that goes to the power steering pump as well, just so it's getting more of a direct feed from the alternator as well as the battery at the same time, just kind of like, so there's not so much like drain on that one line. But we do have a plan of attack on how we're getting an alternator. Pretty much everywhere we called was just closed. Everyone kind of takes random days off here in Japan. A lot of workshops will be closed on Tuesdays, Thursdays, some even Wednesdays. Okachan closes on Mondays, but they normally work through the weekends, and that's just, you gotta look up like on their websites and stuff what days they choose to have off. But a lot of the shops that we were calling that stock the, like I guess stronger amp hour alternators are all closed today. So that kind of messed us up. But what saved us is my good friend Ruse had one in stock, and Khan was running some errands for me around the shop. So he was able to just go to Ruse's shop, pick up the alternator, and now he's driving all the way up here. He'll be here in about 3 hours, and we'll have an alternator to switch into that thing. And then we'll come back tomorrow morning at Ebisu Circuit and test everything and hope everything's all fixed. You got some wire? That's what I like to see. My guy Steve coming through. All right, so we've got Khan racing the K-Van here with an alternator. We'll have this thing switched out in no time. The alternator we could get is 150 amp one. The stock ones that come in these, if you had the manual, the 6-speed manual Supra alternator is apparently 90 amps, and the automatic Aristo alternator is 100 amps. There's a 10 amp difference there. And just with all the fans and the electric power steering and stuff, we're obviously drawing too much for that. So that's why we need a bigger alternator. And it's just weird because I know this car was driven in Australia a lot with this current setup, so I don't know what kind of alternator's on there, but from what we can see, it does look like a stock one. So I just think it's burnt out and just couldn't handle it. So we'll get that 151 in there. Hopefully that's enough to get me through this round. And I'm gonna probably just upgrade to like a 200, 250 amp hour one, just so I know we're covered and not gonna have that problem ever again. And we'll keep the one that we got coming now, the 150 amp, as a spare on the side. So that's where we're at. Let's get to work. While we're waiting for Khan, I've been busy getting all the rubber that builds up on your front tires off. And I've already done this tire. Looks so much better. You can actually see the tire under it now. And this side I started working on it as well. Got a nice little pile of rubber going on. But I've already cleaned off the center and I started working on the side here. And here's like a really good before and after. You can see what the tire looks like here. And then you can see like all the rubber that like sticks to it. And this is what gives like your steering like feedback, and you can have a bunch of movement and stuff sometimes when using angle, and it can even like cause some binding if it's really built up. The other side was super built up, but this is just from me driving it Sugo. And this is a combination of a lot of things. The rubber of the tire itself, the rubber getting hot and kind of building up on it coming off the tire, but also it's collecting a lot of rubber off the track, especially when all the other drivers are drifting there and stuff like that. All the rubber kind of comes off and sticks to the tire, and it can get some pretty weird feeling in the front end. So I'm just going through and cleaning these up so we can use them tomorrow. By no means will we be using these in competition. This is just for me practicing and testing the car tomorrow. And I figured I'd like to start with something a little clean and nice so that I don't have any weird feelings, so I can really feel if there's any problems with the steering or angle kit. But it's actually pretty fun and relaxing, and also just really satisfying cleaning this. I'm not sure what the official name is for this tool. If anyone in the comment section actually knows the official name for this particular tool, I'd like to get one. I asked Fusto and he doesn't even know what the name of this tool is, and I don't see like a name on here, it just says XMT03. I might Google that later, but this thing is awesome. Just a little vibrating thing, and look at this, right? Takes it right off. It's a bit hard to do left-handed, but you get the gist of it. Look at that. Takes it right off. And you can get into a rhythm and just like set yourself up, support it with like your leg, and put a bit of pressure and just move the tire with your hand, and it all comes off very, very fast. So yeah, I'm just doing that, cleaning these up, but I figured I'd share that with you guys because I know like at Nikko Circuit, this is a big issue as well, and it can really affect how your car, like the front end won't get enough grip to the ground, and you can over rotate and spin out really easy on entry there. So it's really cool to be able to, I guess, clean these like this. Like I didn't know that you could do this. I used to sit there with pliers and just try and pull off as much as I could, but these things are a time saver. Very cool. Perfect timing. Steve, our delivery is here.
Why
Our delivery man.
Bro?
Yeah, why are you so slow? He's just joking with you. It's not this car. This car's fast. Here you go, Steve. Gift for you. Watch out, the bottom might blow out. Got a 150 amp hour I nearly said battery. It's an alternator.
Hello, bro.
Hi.
How was the drive?
It was fun.
It was fun? Slow?
I killed a lot of bugs. It was slow.
You killed a lot of bugs?
A lot of bugs.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's all right. You can wash the car later.
Yeah.
How's it look?
Oh no, there's no fit.
This no fit?
No.
You're lying, Steve. Steve always does this to me, every time. Nice. Same plug, right? Yeah, it looks the same. Feel good?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks different. It's like all sealed in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Why?
Got ourselves a 150 amp hour alternator. All right. That looks nicer than my one. If that's the color it's supposed to look like. Yikes.
Have?
You think this will work, Steve?
Maybe.
Maybe. I love the optimism.
Thank you.
Bye, Con. Thank you. Legit. Save the day. Oh man, massive thank you to Boostar for the alternator. Saved the day. Need to get this car out there and shredding tomorrow. No one else had one, and the only place that did wouldn't be able to get us.
No one else answered the phone.
No one answered the phone, no one was open, and the only place that did have one, we wouldn't get it till like tomorrow night, or even the day after, so saved our butt with that one. Thanks, Duce. Are you finished, Steve? Is it done? We good?
Maybe.
Maybe? That means yes. Everything is back together. Everything is back together. Sometimes I wonder why I ask you when I already know the answer. So let's start this thing up. Let's see if she runs. We gotta check voltage and all that kind of stuff. Make sure power steering works. Maybe we'll do a little burnout or something just to test that everything's working, but let's go. Let's go. Ignition on. All right, I'm starting now, okay? Oh, it's so squeaky. It's so squeaky. Moment of truth. Well, guys, I'm like 100% sure that we definitely were having voltage problems for quite a while in my car because it feels a lot more responsive. We need to fix that belt squeal issue. We think the reason is just with the balancer we have and the tensioner we're using, and the position of the alternator causes that. So we're gonna change that to alternator going to where the AC compressor would be, and then we can use much more belt on the crank pulley, because right now we're only using like a quarter of that pulley with the belt on there. So that's why it squeaks so much. Will Fusto curb rash my wheels? Put your vote in the comment section. Oh man, this is tight. Woo! Woo! I can't watch this, this is scary. All right, guys, we're going out to dinner. Lewis is in town, so we got to have some fun with him tonight. But you know what? I'm going to pull the camera out at dinner and show you guys what we're eating and drinking and just having a good time. I'm excited to drive this thing tomorrow. I want to do some backies and north course with it and just get even more comfortable in the car. I'm really excited to actually finish the rounds at FD because that then means that I can just beat the balls off this car and take it to Ebisu and drive it for like a whole entire week non-stop and just get even more comfortable in the thing, because I think that's going to be the real key to doing really well in this chassis and how it's all set up. And then we'll rebuild the whole car through the winter so that we can come back next year and hopefully be in Pro 1. The way things are looking, if we can just get podium, we'll have enough points to be in Pro 1 next year, which is the goal. Anyways, we'll pick things up at dinner. Look at this maguro. Maguro means tuna, right, Fasto?
I think so.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. A wild Lewis appears. He's not gonna be happy about that, but we got gyoza, bunch of sashimi. It looks really good. We're just gonna eat, enjoy, and then yeah. Cheers, Steve. Thanks for fixing my alternator.